This house is not my home anymore. Clean and pack it up and lock the door. Years of laughs and tears between this.
We've got cousins coming anyway.
Good. Glad
This is
you-
my sister Annabelle.
Hi.
Steve
Good to see you.
Goodpasture. You've seen him.
I
before.
remember you from, I guess, from last year.
Well,
One year
if you were here
anyway.
last year, yeah, sure enough. Good. I'm glad you're here. Boy, you're early too.
Well,
That's
we
good.
are. We
Well, I worked at K25 as in the environmental restoration, and what fell under that was National Historic Preservation, which Wheat was under the K25 at the time.
Okay.
So I got familiar with that.
So you're retired
Yes.
and you still come back.
Yes, I got tied in with Bonita Irwin in about 2003 is when I met her, and I came to my first reunion, and I've been here ever since and started helping her as she got older, and started helping with the presentations and everything that are here, and I've been doing it ever since.
So cool.
And I like your turtle.
That's Louis from Louisiana.
I was going to ask if you have
we were visiting the cellars,
Mhm.
and
And how are the cellars related to you?
the ones that are buried here are my third great grandfather and grandmother, and my second. So my great great grandfather and grandmother. My mom was born in 1937, and it was 44 when they moved out and went to Athens. They operated the Baker Mill up here, and actually were some of the last civilians left. They were allowed to stay because they did supply Oak Ridge, the Army, with ground corn, the meal, and flour, and horse feed.
John Browder, born in Kingston.
You were born in
My
Kingston.
dad was raised at Wheat. George Browder.
Okay, so he had a hardware store
I
here.
don't
Yeah,
really know.
Browder Hardware.
I've got some old pictures.
How long
I
was that
wish
here?
Somebody knew.
How long was it in business?
Oh, my grandfather had it
Yeah.
before my dad, and then I had it, so it was quite a while.
Yeah.
Do you have any recollections of how he was forced to leave here? Like, did they talk about it, or?
Well, all the plants and atomic energy going to build a building for all of that, and build an atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Well, the Wheat community was a unique community. It was a close-knit community, and when the government came in and bought up the land, or if you could say bought it up, they almost stole it. People had to move out. They gave them, some of them, 2 weeks to get out, and they burned the barns. I mean, if they didn't get out in time. So it was a hard time to go at that time. There was gas rationing, and people didn't have, many of them didn't have transportation to get out and hunt them a place to go. But after it was all over, and it was all cleared out, our people scattered from some California, some Washington State, some far lands from us, and
We've been coming here since I was a little kid. It's changed a lot. We didn't have the tent when we were little, and luckily now we have that. So it's a good thing. We get together with our people that we don't get to see very often, and have a place to come home
And share the history.
This was their property. I don't know how many years the family owned the property. Do you?
Well, he grew up on the property. All these children were born at Wheat on the farm before the secret city was developed.
Established, yeah.
Yes.
They had how many acres here was it for the Browders?
The Browder, all her family.
A lot and the main person that they came to was my grandfather, Ed Browder, when the government wanted to take over Oak Ridge and to the area to get the land to build the lab and all of that. They came to my grandfather and gave him the papers, the notifications that they were going to need to take the property, basically.
So Ian Wilder, I'm the education technician here at Manhattan Project National Historical Park.
I am Christy Reckon. I'm the park guide here at Manhattan Project National Historical Park.
The park itself is historic structures from the Manhattan Project here in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, Los Alamos, New Mexico, and Hanford, Washington. And while the park geographically is just 4 structures here in Oak Ridge, we do tell the entire story of it, from the folks like the town of Wheat that is displaced for the project, the 75,000 people who will come here to build Oak Ridge, as well as the Oak Ridge that we see today. The Wheat homecoming and the Wheat community is just a real critical part of telling the story of the Manhattan Project.
We try to have a reunion once a year. They didn't let us in there to use the church for several years. I think it was about 46 before they let us back in to use the church. And there was 1,000 people there that day. And we've been having the reunions each year since.